So, I haven't done a Yozza Talks recently, and I've been playing Left 4 Dead 2 with Flavian Just, who's been on this channel before recently, and it came to my attention as we were playing Left 4 Dead 2, as my face was getting mashed into the floor repeatedly by a charger, and Flavian was getting mounted by a jockey who seemed intent on getting some sort of oral that day, that, well, the zombie apocalypse would suck. It would absolutely suck. And this epiphany hit me harder than the fucking charger that was currently mashing my skull into the hard, cold ground, with blood pouring out of every single crevice it possibly can. But that's not the point. I realised something in that desperate moment, that it would suck being in the zombie apocalypse, not just for me, who's a black guy, would either die first or literally be patient zero with my luck. It would just suck all round. And I'm addressing this right now, damn it. I'm addressing this right now. Like, it's been a long, standard thing. Standard, that makes sense. It's been a long cliche that every nerd longs for the zombie apocalypse to happen so they can test their skills in real life. And I'm calling bullshit again. We'd all die. All of us nerds would die instantly. We're gonna get started on some reasons. I've got a list here, and I don't even have 10, but there's just 7 that I've got listed would be enough. Number 1. Let's start with number 1. Fitness. Right? I'm going straight with fitness. Right? I want you all to raise your hands if any of you are actually in shape. And round ain't the shape. I mean, I'm relatively skinny. Relatively. I say that. I eat like shit. I just realised I can swear on this, it's my channel. I eat like shit. And as a result, I'm not in the best of shapes. Like, the best shape I've been in was when I was 14 years old. And that's something that concerns me, quite honestly. That concerns me a lot. But if the zombie apocalypse did come and hell, froze over and the dead rose from the graves, after all the media and game attention that it's got, there's one thing you have to be good at, and that's running. Running like hell. Being able to fight. Being able to fight for probably long times as well, and being physically strong, and being able to shove zombies away from friends, family, yourself, groups of survivors, fending for yourself kind of thing. And none of us, well, I don't say none of us, but I'm pretty sure that just about a lot of us would die in the first hurdle because we ain't physically fit. Yeah, I can still sprint quick over 100 meters, but sprinting that quick over 100 meters kills me. It's like I can't sprint for another 10 years after I've sprinted for those 10 meters. That's just me. But let's be honest, most of us are completely and utterly out of shape and would probably die instantly. If you're one of those few people that managed to survive, well done. I'm proud of you. If you're not, you're dying quicker than I am. And, being the black guy dying first, that's pretty damn quick. Let's move on to number 2. Other humans. Now, I've been watching some of my favourite YouTubers play H1Z1 recently, and one of the things that came across very much in this game, DayZ, in games like this where you're in this open world survival, it's been very much pointed out that other humans kill you more than zombies do. Zombies aren't really the threat. That's more of a game design flaw. But let's be honest. These games are meant to say, I'm guessing the publisher behind them or the designer behind them are trying to make a point that in the current situation of a zombie apocalypse, humans aren't meant to be humans. They're meant to be monsters. And there's all sorts of TV programs and movies that cover this. But if that's correct, that means other humans are the biggest dicks in the world. And it's just like, humans are already dicks. We're already big dicks. And yet, if the zombie apocalypse happened, we'd turn into even bigger dicks. And this raises the point, why would you want humans to turn into even bigger dicks? Just, no. I don't want to just walk in just trying to find some non-stagnant water and get a shotgun, 7 shotgun shells put into my body and my head I'm probably all my limbs at the same time. That's not something that I want to happen. Why? Because I don't want to die, honestly, at this precise moment in my life. I don't want to die. Especially not to zombies, and especially not to other people who think that I may have interesting stuff on me, despite the fact I will clearly probably not have. As a matter of fact, I probably won't last the first day anyway, so let's be honest. But yes, let's round off this point. Other humans are dicks now. They're going to be even bigger dicks in the future. You know, what are you going to do? Let's go on to number 3, and quite possibly the most depressing point of it is seeing people die. And instantly, just radio silence there. But it's a very good point that I'm bringing up here. If some people can manage it, some people can, see loved ones, family, friends, even just random strangers getting their faces torn off by zombies. That you're never going to be the same again, let's be honest. And now, you could be the type of person that thrives on that. I don't know. Alternatively, you're probably the type of person who's never going to forget this. It's going to haunt you in your dreams, and you're probably going to have survivor's guilt that you left that one woman standing at the bus stop as you drove past her. She was frantically waving to you as 10 zombies jumped on her and started eating, every single bit of flesh that they can. You're not going to be mentally sane after this, which is probably good in the zombie apocalypse. But on the other hand, that would suck for you. Mentally well-adjusted well, none of us are particularly mentally well-adjusted, so I'm going to scrap that point. But the other point, the main point, still stands. Seeing people die would suck. Seeing your family die would suck. Seeing your friends die would suck. It would suck more than a prostitute and a very good night and a busy bloody night behind Staples. And that's a Hull joke. Only people from Hull are going to understand that. But let's move on to number 4. I'm keeping this quick. Most of the time, Yozza talks don't last that long. Last too long, so I'm going to keep this quick. Number 4, supplies. Now, at any given time, like in games, movies, and TV shows, I'd just like to preface this by saying I haven't watched the Walking Dead TV show, so I'm not judging anything off that. That probably has a counter to every single one of my arguments, and I'm going to go, damn it. But oh well. Number 4 is supplies. And just sitting down and thinking about it, I was just like, after a while, most of the supplies would either have been taken, especially if you lived in the city, you're going to have to be putting up with riots and stuff going on. Absolute riots going here and there, everywhere. Shops getting destroyed and stuff, people taking all the stuff from it to try and survive. You get in there, a moment too late, you're fucked. You're absolutely screwed. I could do another prostitute joke about being screwed, but I'm not going to. But, but it's not just if you missed the initial thing, or if you're lucky enough to get into the initial rush of getting supplies after realising the zombies are probably coming, or you have your own supplies stashed away. Here's what's going to happen next. The supplies are eventually you're going to finish them. Also, the supplies that are in the world and around are going to still start and get taking all around you. But not just that, they're going to go off. The supplies eventually are going to have to go off. That could take. Some of these things are going to take years, like the cans of beans and the cans of whatever that don't go off for years. And fair enough, yeah, you could survive off those, but those are going to start becoming very few and far between. Damn it, unless you find the fucking factory that operates it. All this food, even the water's going to go off. You're going to be screwed after a while if you survive that long. And then just slow down. I went hungry. I went hungry for a day. No, I didn't go hungry for a day. I didn't eat once for a day, and just standing in the shower, I just randomly started blacking out for a bit at different times. That was very irresponsible of me. Don't get me wrong, but after a day of going hungry, standing on my own feet was difficult. So shit. if you had to starve because of lack of supplies, you'd be fucked. I mean, you'd be alright for the first 2 days, but after that, I don't see you standing much of a chance. I wouldn't stand much of a chance. So I'm just lumping you all in with me, basically. I apologise for that. I'm a horrible group of people to be with. Don't be with me. But this kind of links into number 5 as well. Everything will eventually run out. And I'm not talking about just supplies or that. I'm talking about stuff like electricity and gas for your car to get to places. There's one thing that I definitely learned from Left 4 Dead is getting gas to put into different things is one of the most annoying things you can ever have to do in a zombie apocalypse. Obviously, it's not going to be like Left 4 Dead. But well, it could be, you never know. But yeah, that gas is going to run out, electricity is going to run out. Pretty sure that I'm not. Don't get me wrong on this, but if City Skylines has taught me anything, it's a really shit CV, I know. But if City Skylines has taught me anything, is that pumping stations need bloody, electricity to pump the water and stuff like that. Which basically means that eventually your taps are going to run out. Yeah, so your taps are going to run out, your electricity is going to run out. All that research you did on your phone about how to survive, it's all going to go after your phone loses power. All the running water from the taps, all the clean running water, and there's the pumping stations that make sure it's clean, all the filtration and stuff like that, it's going to run out. And you're going to have to realise that you're going to have to do that manually. Like getting water, probably boiling it down, then filtering it through something, letting it go cold again so it becomes drinkable. And all that sort of stuff, that's going to really screw you over at some point. Screw me over as well, because I don't know how to do that shit. But, can you imagine a life with no electricity, no basic necessities, not going to be able to use the toilet? Hole in the ground for us, with dry leaf for toilet paper. Although, no, in my luck, I'd use moss and it'd probably close my asshole or something like that. That's not an image that you needed, I apologise for that, but I'm going to skip to number 7 now, because I'm going to leave number 6 for last, because that kind of is the last point. Number 7, I know I'm weird like that. Number 7, finding reliable people to team with. Now, if the TV shows and the movies and stuff have taught me anything, is that you have a good chance to survive in a group of people that seems to range about 5 to 8, possibly. You could probably have 10, or you're in a reasonable sized group of people. But most of your family, or most of your friends, most of the people that you know and trust are probably going to be dead by this point. And if they're not, congratulations, you're very lucky to have this. But if they are, shit, what are you going to do? I mean, yeah, you can come across survivors, help them out, build your own team, stuff like that. But if one of them this is like base survival by this point. If one of them gets a better deal somewhere in another group, or there's another group's well off, or something like that, and they'll only take 1 or 2 of you, they'll stab your ass in the back. Doesn't really make any sense realising there, but they'll stab you and basically they'd fuck you over and leave you. And this is something that would definitely happen. Finding reliable people is difficult at the best of times. This is the worst of times. This is tying straight back into other humans, I know. But, you're constantly sleeping with one eye open until they could prove themselves. Some of them may never do it. Some of them may just leave. Some of them will probably die, to put it bluntly. And, well, shit. This isn't the very best one, but I'm gonna go on to the next. That wasn't the best point. We're gonna go on to the next point. What will you do when it's all over? If you are one of the lucky people who survive right to the end of the apocalypse, and everything's fine, everything's dandy, you've lived, the zombies have been cured or wiped out or something like that, the few remaining handfuls of maybe scientists that have won and stuff like that, what are you gonna do afterwards? It's always that thing that the movies never really answer, or the games never really answer, or the stuff never really answers. It's always, it ends either as they get this freedom, as this thing happens, and there's this threat is no longer here. Yes, cut to black, because we have no idea what the fuck the human race is going to do next. And let me tell you what the human race is going to do next. It's going to gradually build up again, but you're going to be building up from the bottom. And this is another reason why the zombie apocalypse was like, you'd have to build everything up again from the bottom. You're not going to have your internet, your pumping stations for the things. You're not going to have all of that, all the luxuries that we all didn't consider were luxuries. Before the zombie apocalypse happened, you'd still be crapping in the hole in the ground. You'd still be digging in the soil desperately for berries. You'd still be doing all that stuff. The government probably would survive. They'd be dishing out really crappy jobs for you. You'd still be getting ruled over. Basically, even if this whole entire zombie apocalypse thing is to do with the break of autocracy. I don't think that's the right word. Authority, that's the one. The breakup of authority. No one can stop us. You're still gonna die. I honestly bet you that the government has a zombie apocalypse plan, just like the rest of us do. Well, I don't, but just like most other people do. And they probably save the Prime Minister, and he comes out and then says, okay, well, I'm still the Prime Minister of this country, let's get the people working again. Let's get this sorted, let's get that sorted. Basically, just imagine just like Fallout after the nuclear apocalypse happens. There's all these like little towns with the little ruler over them and stuff, and the most you have is like a radio. That's going to be what it'd be like after that. You'd probably just like mostly have a radio, getting orders from a government from there. Now, this isn't even about the government either. This is just about having to do shitty jobs afterwards and still having to do the exact same thing in the zombie apocalypse, but without the zombies. Which basically means all the things that got you adrenaline pumping, all the things that you wanted to happen. You wanted to see if you could survive against the zombies. You wanted to be tested. You wanted to see if you could survive it. You wanted that sort of thrill of living on the edge. It's going to be gone. There's going to be no zombies there for you to, kill, injure, attack. That's going to go. You're just going to sit there just like, so, I have to kind of, go back. I can't go back to my old life. Well, I better get farming, because if I don't, I'm starving over the winter. Hey! But yeah, I've probably missed a couple of points. I mean, there's one that pops into mind of, if you but I have a plan. And it's like, yeah, but that's probably not going to help you. Since, you have the plan, like, get out of the city, like, zombie apocalypse happens, you hear about it. Right, let's go get some supplies from the mall. You go there, there's writing. Okay, we survived without that. Let's go out into the country and stuff. And then your car gets intercepted by zombies, or you spin out, or the roads are too backed up and you can't leave, or, even if you thought of every single minute detail, I guarantee that at some point one of them's going to go wrong. If you don't adapt, you're screwed. So all of this together, all of this crammed up together into one ball of shit, basically says the zombie apocalypse would suck. I mean, we're all going to die. I mean, it's just like, just on top of all that, we don't know what type of zombie apocalypse would happen. Would there be the old type of zombies where they just shamble about and, yeah, they'd be strong, but they'd be really slow and you could outrun them if you were fit enough, and it would outdrive them or something like that, and they only really react to noise? Or would they be like the new type of zombie where they're fast, they're deadly, like Daisy, no, not Daisy, like World War Z, where they all seem to be quite badass? I mean, I haven't even seen that movie, and just the trailers, they look frightening enough. But, or would they be like in Left 4 Dead 2, where there's there goes one of the bottles in my room, where there's multiple, professional, I know, where there's multiple, monsters that come out, like a witch that kind of rapes your ears, then kind of rapes you as you just lie on the ground bleeding out, a hunter that decides to just, pounce on you, rugby tackle you over and start tearing your throat out, or a charger that will grab you by the face and sort of break your skull into mush, or a tank that will just, tank you. What else are you going to do? Or let's go with the jockey that can also just, just pump your brains out, I suppose. But, we don't know what type of zombie we'd get. There's that as well. It could be a range of them. Could be anything. But yeah, let's wrap it up now, shall we? there's some reasons. There's some really poor thought out reasons for you. But yeah, that's my reasons why the zombie apocalypse would work. Do you disagree? Did I miss anything? Probably, it's being me, I definitely missed something. If so, comment, tell me. Let's have a friendly debate. Although on YouTube that's just, next to impossible. But, tell me if you think the zombie apocalypse would be awesome rather than suck. Because, I still think it's a common misconception, but I could be completely wrong. Let's be honest. That's probably the most likely solution. But, as I said before, if you disagree, comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all on the next Yozza Talks. Bye!